3 days a week at 7:30 in the morning, they rehearse. No one complains as they file in sleepy-eyed, even though it means an extra hour of school each day. You see, they're the Pyle Intermediate School Jazz Band, one of only a handful in the state of Maryland. Myrna Stantland was at their first performance this week in Bethesda.
What's up, guys? Will Anderson here. I wanted to dedicate a special video for a gentleman that had a huge impact on my musical development. I really want to thank everyone for their support for all of our videos. It's so great to know that there's such a large community out there across the globe of lovers of jazz music and the Great American Songbook. I wanted to dedicate a special video for a gentleman that had a huge impact on my musical development. He was a father figure for my brother and I in middle school, and that's Mr. Frankie Ball, who is the band director at Pyle Middle School. We lost Frankie Ball many years ago due to cancer, but his impact on his students will last forever. Mr. Ball every day wore a suit, a tie, cufflinks, and a tie clip. He was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan. He was a trumpet player and a lover of classical and jazz music. Depending on the time of day, he could be the harshest music teacher you've ever had and also the warmest. He stressed the importance of working hard, practicing, showing respect for our fellow students, and never make excuses. Most all of his students will never forget him. I came across this news segment that featured Mr. Ball. It shows footage of him working with his students, and it shows how much his students loved him. He taught me how to start learning how to improvise, play over the blues, play in a jazz style, and to practice every day. I think getting sometimes 50 or 60 of rowdy middle school students to come together and play music simultaneously is one of the hardest jobs in the teaching profession. So I really wanted to take some time to reflect on Mr. Ball's legacy. He conducted the orchestra, 2 concert bands, and jazz ensemble. I hope that maybe you too can reflect on your music teachers when you were growing up, and especially your band directors in school, because I know that Mr. Ball had a huge influence on my development, not only as a musician but also a person. So I'm going to leave you with this feature about Mr. Frankie Ball. We love you, Mr. Ball.
There are only 2 intermediate school jazz bands in Montgomery County, and their director, Frankie Ball, says that's because most kids this age don't have the maturity to understand, let alone play jazz.
1, 2, 3.
He says he has to explain a complex form to these students in simple terms.
Tenors, I know it's just 2 of you, but you're weak. You have to blow it out. 1, 2, 3. Dynamics. When are we going to start doing the dynamics? We're playing everything mezzo nothing.
Most of these kids knew nothing about jazz or could have cared less when they were recruited 2 months ago. That's when Ball drafted them.
Youngsters don't know anything about any of the jazz greats, and it's our music. If 5 kids decided, hey, I think I'm going to really look into jazz, that would be fine for me.
It gives you a feeling of excitement when you're playing the music and a feeling of accomplishment when you get all the notes right.
That's a lot of fun. We like doing it. Doesn't matter how young you are, I guess.
Cut those notes. Da, 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 da.
Once a jazz musician himself, Ball has formed jazz bands in every school he's taught in, even if it's not in the school curriculum, and it's not part of Pyle.
Stop, stop, stop.
He says it's difficult for young students to play and takes time and hard work. Kids say now it's an honor to be chosen by Ball, even though he's the toughest of taskmasters.
He yells a lot, but it really pays off in the performances.
Don't fake it, you have to play it.
Even though he yells a lot, we deserve it, you know. and we need that because you need discipline in order to play well.
Now it's 2 months later and 10 minutes to go.
y'all fix the tie. Please get the concert to do. I don't want to start late because I don't have my tie on, please.
I get nervous. I don't want to mess up. I want it to be as close to perfect as we can get it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
When they come in at the beginning of the year, it's like a diamond. It's very rough. The edges are rough, but there is the talent there. And we work on it until we get it right. And when they see a smile on my face, then they can realize, hey, we've gotten it. They were hot tonight. They were hot tonight.